Good morning. It is December 12th, 2023. It's now 9 a.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order and ask that you please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Lord God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this morning, and we thank you for the opportunity to have our final meeting for 2023. Lord, you have once again seen us through a year of change, a year of growth, and also a year of loss in many different ways. But Father, most importantly, through all of these things that we've experienced, you've seen us through them all. And so we just want to say thank you, because we know that everything is according to your will. And so we ask you please continue to watch over us, protect us, usher us into 2024, and continue to bless our community in the days ahead. In his name we pray, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, item 3, motion finding that the advanced posting and notice requirements of Article 8.1200 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Orange, Texas have been met in relation to all minutes and pending ordinances and resolutions on this agenda, and that the reading of such items be confined to the captions as are agreed upon by the ordinances and resolutions. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Can we have a motion and a second? Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Mr. Burns? And Mr. Bailey? Okay, motion passes. Citizen comments. At this time, comments will be taken from the audience on any subject matter, whether or not that item is on the agenda. All comments are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes for each speaker, and your comments are appreciated. As the Texas Open Meetings Act does not allow the council to respond to items not listed on the agenda, your comments will be duly noted by the council and forwarded to the appropriate department for prompt consideration. A member of the audience that desires to speak during the City Council's consideration of any specific agenda item is requested to notify city staff prior to the start of the meeting. At this time, I have one name on our list, Mr. Shane Johns. Please come forward with your name and address. You have 3 minutes. Thank you, sir.
My name is Shane Johns. My business location is at 1505 West Park Avenue in Orange. I also have a residence at 605 Cottonwood as well. I come on behalf, I'm president of the local Kiwanis Club, and we just completed our 74th Christmas parade here locally, and I wanted to thank the city and especially its staff for helping us put this on. It was an incredible event, and with the assistance of the foundation and the city and some of the other local entities that had jumped in, we made this event a lot bigger than it had been before in the past. Next year will be our 75th anniversary, and we've already got a lot of plans to make it a little bit bigger. We plan on growing it, and we would not be able to do it if it was not for your staff. So thank you very much, and thank your staff for me. I really appreciate everything that they did. There was even an 11th hour curveball that was thrown at us, and they jumped right in and took care of it. So thank you, and I really appreciate working with you guys in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johns. It's rare that we get somebody positive. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Wish I could buy that man lunch. All right. All right, is there anyone else who'd like to address the council? Yes, sir. Come on up, say your name and address, and you have 3 minutes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Clifton M. Brookshire. I'm a resident of Orange. Address is 856 Cherokee Trail, Orange, Texas, 77632. I just have a quick question, and that is, on 2 occasions, I have sent emails to the city of Orange. The first one was back on December 1st. Not having any response. I sent another email. Well, excuse me, the first email was sent September 26th. No response. I followed up December 1st, still no response. I am requesting some transcripts and or recordings from the city municipal court on specific dates. Who do I need to speak with to get these copies?
Just leave us your name and cell phone number, we'll make sure we get that to you.
Okay. Do you want copies of the emails?
I'll take them, yes, sir, I'll take them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to address the council? If not, we will close citizen comments, move to city staff announcements, city announcements and city events. No announcements. Okay. Presentation regarding recreation center, 1-year update and path forward. Mr. Daniel.
Good morning, council.
Good morning.
Just wanted to come to you guys. We've been open since October of last year to just give you an update of what's been going on at the rec center. I know you guys are busy and not always able to come and check in on us. This is just a short video of what's happened over the past year. Some of the sports we've added was indoor soccer. Also, we all added pickleball as well. You'll see that in the video. It's just the pictures from the opening all the way to December. Some of our staff pictures are in there, and you've seen the kids active. You know, that was the mayor's big dream and goal to get the kids in the building. So we have different tournaments and more to come. Our first summer camp, that's one of the things we're most excited about. We had 47 kids all together. We made it very affordable. We had kids coming from Queens, we had kids coming from Jasper, even Carl, Texas. Because it was so affordable, the parents were able to make it happen. So I was just happy that we were able to do that for them. Basketball is probably our main sport right now, but one of the growing sports is pickleball.
Yeah.
Pickleball, we're planning on having a tournament coming up in January, late January. They're pretty competitive, but they're also social. So if you want to learn how to play pickleball, you can come and just learn, or you can come and be competitive either way. Some of our senior walkers in this picture, they're a tight knit group. We average about 15 to 20 senior walkers per morning, depending on if they're feeling well or not. Because we've made the gym available to homeschoolers as well for their recess time.
See, I didn't know that.
Just a few pictures of our staff.
Oh, yeah.
Reindeer games, it's not to come. This past this Saturday. We had the Grinch up here. And Reindeer games was Christmas themed sports games. And basically we played on the season, of course, and we just pickleball inspired games, soccer, basketball, tug of war. The kids actually drove me across the gym floor. I found myself giving them a chance. There was like 10 of them, and I was by myself, and so they just drove me across the floor. But just some of the things that we're looking forward to is the pickleball, the volleyball tournaments, the summer camps. That I believe those are going to grow this year because a lot of people still learning about the rec. And I think this year we're going to have even bigger numbers. So, appreciate you.
I think it's awesome.
That's right, that's right. Any comments from Mr. Dandridge?
I got a question. How does a young guy like me learn to play pickleball?
So really, Miss Beth Smith and Deborah Vayon some pickleball enthusiasts, they've come to teach us because we had the wrong size tape on the floor. And so they retaped the floor, and now we're in the top 5 facilities with the largest amount of pickleball courts in the area.
Really?
Yes, sir, we have 6 pickleball courts.
It is one of the fastest growing sports.
Yes, it's fun,
Yes.
anybody can do it.
Yes. Don't need that upper body movement.
Just upper body movement. You
Yes,
don't have to
as long as
do
you
too
have that.
much.
Oh, yeah, like me.
You got that.
And if you come, they'll be happy to teach you. Our staff will be happy to play with you. And when we have our tournament, we'll have 3 separate brackets. We'll have beginner and social. So if you don't know the rules, it's not as competitive as the advanced or intermediate. You'll have a lot of grace as a beginner.
Like in a
Old
miracle.
time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're gonna have an old time class, huh?
Sir,
You're gonna have an old conversation with that too,
the whole conversation?
huh? No.
Old time.
Old timers, no, listen. You say old timers, but they wear.
They're the main ones.
They're the ones out there.
They done butt your head.
Yeah, they're really active. The oldest person is 72, and she's really, she wears everybody out. Yeah.
Don't have one
10 years
more
older
person.
than I can do it.
Do it.
I can do it.
Well, come see us.
Okay, come see you.
I've already done that.
Well, before you sit down, anybody else, because I want to close it out, anything else? So I want to say thank you for this presentation, thank you for showing us the hard work that y'all have put in. And I'll say this, as the mayor, it was the first thing that I was able to, well, besides ice cream trucks, and we were able to really get pushed. And so it took us a few years, 4 years to finally get it. And so, if this keeps one kid out of the system, if this keeps one kid from doing something that's inappropriate, then we're doing our job. And to see what y'all are doing, and then for what y'all may not know is that they also worked with Dow to establish a partnership to where now Dow sends all their employees out to the rec center. And so hopefully that will continue to grow with other entities. So great job, Mr. Dandridge, and to you and your staff. Just want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. And we would come up there more, but we're trying to follow the rules and not bothering staff. Some people don't listen, but we try. All right. Okay, item 7, conduct a public hearing to allow citizens to comment on the 2022 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, Year 4 of the 5-year Consolidated Plan for Community Development Block Grant Funds. Ms. Monson.
Yes, our paper report is our end of the year report that we submit to HUD every year. Basically, just all of our council action, everything that we do, they make sure that we follow all protocol. And this is part of our citizens participation plan, is to have this public hearing today. We had one in November, and so this is our final one for this.
Okay, so this is a public hearing. Is there anyone like a comment? In the public? Okay, if not, then we will close the public hearing. Thank you, Ms. Monson. On to item 7B, conduct a public hearing on an ordinance amending the City of Orange Code of Ordinances, Appendix A, Article 2.000, building and construction-related fees in its entirety. Mr. Benoit.
Good morning, Mayor Spears, City Council members, citizens of Orange. I come before you today to propose a rate increase to our building permit fees and changes to Appendix A of our City Code of Ordinances. We believe the proposed increases are reasonable and necessary. It was back in 1999 that the last comprehensive review of our building codes was conducted, and our existing building codes were established in 1999. A slight modification was made in 2019 with House Bill 852. They changed the way that we calculate the permits for residential structures. But the cost of issuing permits and conducting inspections has increased since 1999 with the expense of personnel, vehicles, software, just the whole manner of the way we do business. The cost has increased. We looked at permit fees from local communities, other counties, or other cities within Orange County. We looked at the bigger cities, Beaumont, Port Arthur. We looked at some other cities in the state of Texas around the 19,000 population, Angleton, Belton, Converse, Dickinson, to see what they were charging. And we found that our fees are very low. Our largest increase will be to the base permit fee of our mechanical, our electrical, and our plumbing permits. And at this time, we're charging $15 for the base permit. We're looking at increasing that to $20 for the base permit. Other local communities around here are charging $35 and $40. So we're not trying to gouge anyone. We're not trying to run off business. We're just trying to increase some of the costs to cover some of the expenses. We also considered House Bill 1922, which will be effective January 1st. This new legislation will actually terminate our permit fees on a 10-year anniversary date. And based on our permits being from 1999, those will be dissolved. And so at this time, we need to try to update and readopt our permit fees. At this time, I'm prepared to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Benoit? Okay, I'll just say thank you for bringing this information to us. Number one, it was time for an update. It's about to happen anyway. But most importantly, I appreciate y'all doing the research to show what other cities are doing, because a lot of times people will say, well, why is Orange doing this and this city does that? Well, we have that information to back up what we're doing, so thank you. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Or no, sorry, it's a public hearing. If there's no questions, just once again say thank you.
We'll have a motion in just a minute.
Okay, so we will close the public hearing. Thank you, Mr. Benoit. All right, October 3rd, 2023, this is a consent agenda. Planning and Zoning Commission meeting minutes, October 24th, 2023. Orange Economic Development Corporation meeting minutes, November 14th, 2023. Regular City Council meeting minutes, and November 21st, 2023. Special call City Council meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Okay, we have a motion from Ms. Hennigan and a second from Mr. Bailey. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey? Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Item 9A, consider an ordinance amending certain portions of Appendix A, Section 11.100 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Orange, Texas, pertaining to utility service rates and charges. The first reading was November 14th of 2023. Mr. Jack.
Good morning, Council. I apologize. This is a modification to the water tap fee for single-family units within the city, single-family residential units. Right now, there's a checklist of items that we go through as we make a connection for water, including street cuts and things like that. This ordinance will change that to be an all-inclusive flat fee for single-family residential units. It'll allow the customers to come to City Hall one time, write their check right there, and then move those connections straight into the system. Should reduce connection times by anywhere from 5 to 10 days for the customers. It'll also reduce administrative time and cost of processing, because we'll only be seeing them one time at City Hall versus multiple times. Fee structure for all other services within water will remain the same.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Jack? Okay, if not, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Do we have a motion and a second? Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Item 9B, consider an ordinance amending certain portions of Appendix A, Section 11.200 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Orange, Texas, pertaining to utility service rates and charges. First reading was November 14th, 2023. Mr. Jack.
This ordinance amendment has got two parts. The first part is similar to the one that you just took action on for sanitary sewer. It will create an all-inclusive flat fee for sanitary sewer connections rather than the multiple tier connections. Again, reducing connection times by 5 to 10 days. Customers will only have to come to City Hall one time to make a payment, which will also reduce our administrative time and our cost for processing. Again, all other fees within the sanitary sewer tap program for other types of users will remain the same. The second half of this amendment, or this ordinance change, has to do with the billing of our sanitary dump station. Currently, we estimate volumes in trucks, we take tickets to make payments. We're going to be changing that so that whatever the manifest says is the capacity of the truck, that's where the user will pay on. based on the capacity of the truck. This is consistent with other metropolitan areas that provide this service, eliminates estimations on our behalf, reduces the number of daily deliveries at the station so we can handle more, process more sewage, eliminates or reduces the wait time for the drivers who spend more time on the road and at the station, simplifies the delivery process.
At our station, do we even have a weighing system for them to like do
There is
this
no
before?
weighing system right now. We estimate the volume at a truck.
Okay, yeah, so I think this is really good way, I know at my job, we weigh the truck before and after, and then that's calculated on how many gallons and such. But, I think this is a perfect way to just be done, flat rate, whatever the capacity is of your truck, and go from there. Okay, any other questions or comments? If not, do we have a motion?
Motion.
We have a motion from Mr. Bailey and a second from Mr. Birch, okay? Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jack. Item 9C, consider an ordinance of the City of Orange, Texas, amending the City of Orange Code of Ordinances, Appendix A, Article 2.000, building and construction-related fees in its entirety, establishing an effective date, providing for a severability clause, providing for a penalty clause, repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance, and other matters. Mr. Benoit.
Mayor, city staff recommends positive consideration of the permit change to become effective January 9th, 2024.
Okay, I have a motion.
Motion.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Benoit. Motion passes. Item 10A. Consider a resolution authorizing the city manager of the City of Orange, Texas to enter into an interlocal agreement with the Orange County Navigation and Port District of Orange County, Texas for the city's provision of fire protection services to certain property owned by the port and or adjacent to the port's Alabama Street Terminal and Dravo Industrial Terminal as further is described in the interlocal agreement. Mr. Bilbo, Chief Bilbo.
Morning, council. So this is nothing new. This is just kind of a new evolution to our relationship with the port. So back in the day, we always had an agreement with the port to cover the Alabama terminal because they're actually not in the city limits. Everything on Pier Road is in the city limits, so they're covered. 20 years ago, our original agreement expired. Well, it didn't expire, it changed. The city and the port came to an agreement where in lieu of payment, the port was gonna give the city the property for the boat ramp. So for the last 20 years, that's been the payment, is the fire department still servicing the port in lieu of payment for the property for the boat ramp. Well, now that's expired, so now we're just entering into a new agreement with the port to continue providing fire and EMS service and just being a good neighbor.
Thank you, Chief.
We definitely recommend approval.
Any other questions or comments for Chief Bilbo?
Make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Maybe they'll let us go fish off their dock in the bay. They won't, huh?
At least we know, we can go all the way to the back now since 9/11 stuff.
There you go. Okay, item 10B, consider a resolution awarding a contract to Deep South Racing Association and in the amount of $16,000 to host a drag boat race event at the city boat ramp, May 4th through 5th, 2024. Mr. Trady.
Yes, so Mayor and Council, the CDB staff has been working in terms of getting all of the year 2024 events in line. And so now we're about to consider this. DSRA went dormant for a couple of years because they went through a reorganization and restructure. So we're happy to report that Randy and Aaron Wheat are from our area. And basically they have taken it on in terms of being the new owners. They're working on establishing an LLC so we can move forward. But we want to go ahead and secure the agreement and basically get it into the pipeline of our 2024 events. And so they've been very reasonable with us in terms of submitting an event agreement with a fee of $16,000, of which we will process a deposit for $8,000 to secure the date. and then we'll follow up with the final payment the weekend of. And I would like to share, the CBB staff has made a decision that they would like to partner Rock the River, which has primarily been a entertainment-oriented musical event, and create synergy with this group coming in. And there are racers not only from the Texas area, but 4 to 5 other states all along the Gulf Coast that comes in, usually on a Thursday and stays through Sunday in terms of doing some trial runs and then actually competing in the event. So we're happy to get them back on the schedule, and subject to your approval, we'll move forward with the agreement. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Trahan? Okay, if not, do we have a motion?
Motion.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey? Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Trahan. Okay, item 10C, consider a resolution awarding a contract to North Star Industries in the amount of $145,000 for the Bull Gear Repair bid number 2024-01. Ms. Floyd.
Yes, good morning. City staff recommends approval of this contract to repair the bull gear at our wastewater treatment plant, to keep the plant running at optimum capacity.
All right, any questions from Ms. Floyd?
Make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Floyd. Item 10D, consider a resolution awarding a contract to Elite Contractors and Equipment LTD in the amount of $157,768.50 for the Riverside Pavilion Street entrance bid number 2023-02. Ms. Floyd.
Staff recommends approval of this project so that we can go ahead and get this complete by the end of January. Street entrance of the pavilion.
And so, for this project, what's all gonna take place on this one again? It's gonna be like a repaving of everything? and-
Yes, it's just a repair of the existing entrance.
Okay.
Just that first concrete part, it's not gonna be the whole thing, it's just that
The
first.
entrance part, okay. I know it's pretty beat up.
It is.
All right, thank you.
So-
Okay.
Go ahead,
So, well, I'm sorry about that, but, so obviously Riverside Pavilion is gonna be closed for some of this celebration, just so everybody knows.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. We need to hear everything. Okay, we already have a motion from Ms. Hennigan and a second from Mr. Bailey. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
And Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Fuller. Item 10E, consider a resolution awarding a contract to Manshack and Sons in the amount not to exceed $100,000 for the 2024 fiscal year green waste disposal. Mr. Jack?
Yes, council, every week we dispose of about 20 to 30 dumpsters full of green waste, branches, trees, stumps. And we have been recycling that in a partnership with International Paper at no cost. As we are aware, International Paper is closing, they advised us on October the 18th. And so we needed to go out and obtain some quotes from vendors in order to dispose of that debris. After going through and obtaining some local quotes, Manshack was the lowest quote that we received. And so we would recommend entering into a contract agreement with them for an amount not to exceed $100,000 for fiscal year '24. Next year, we will have to add a line item for green waste disposal in the budget. Staff recommends approval.
Any questions or comments from Mr. Jack? I guess this is one of the first times we get to see the impact of what happens. Well, thank you for doing this and to your staff for getting this put together. Do we have a motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
And Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jack. Motion passes. Item 10F, consider a resolution of the City Council of the City of Orange, Texas, authorizing the submission of a federal emergency management flood mitigation assistance application through the Texas Water Development Board and authorizing the mayor and public works director to act as the city's executive officers and authorized representatives in all matters pertaining to the city's participation in the FEMA Flood Mitigation Assistance Program. Mr. Jack.
Yes, the FEMA Flood Mitigation Assistance Program has approximately $800 million available in it for floodplain mitigation, flood mitigation. Applications for the 2024 round are due in January. We plan to submit 3 possible projects: an extension to Cooper's Gully again, to 16th Street, concrete lining, some additional storage area for a pump station down at Riverside Park, and also the possibility of a regional detention basin north of Interstate 10 to help alleviate flooding along Adams Bayou. There's about $13,000 upfront cost to do the technical aspects of this. The applications require commitment of 25% local matching funds. So this resolution would allow us during our application process to indicate the city's willingness to provide those matching funds. Staff recommends approval.
Any questions or comments? Thank you, because this is big for us. I know we've already been able to gather $9 to $10 million for the Cooper's Gully project already. And we still have a little bit of a ways to go. So that and any other chance that we can to help fix flood issues that we have in our area is big. So thank you. We have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
And Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Jack. Item 10G, consider a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an interlocal agreement with Harris County Department of Education Cooperative Purchasing Program. Ms. Zito.
Good morning. So, a purchasing co-op has a couple purposes. You group with other cities, municipalities, school districts, whatever, to get better pricing. And some of these co-ops offer rebates if you report. So this one does. Amy and our staff found this co-op and she investigated it. She found that many of our large vendors participate in this purchasing co-op, therefore we could potentially get better pricing and we'll definitely get some rebates. And this one is called Choice Partners Co-op. So therefore, to get better pricing for all departments and get the city some rebates, we recommend joining this co-op.
Okay. All right, any questions or comments from Ms. Zito? All right, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey? Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
And Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Zito. Item 11A, consider a motion approving the certification of the 2023 current tax roll and the 2023 delinquent tax roll as submitted by Karen Fisher, Orange County Tax Assessor Collector. Ms. Zito.
Sure. So this motion is just to accept and approve the certified tax rolls that were given from the tax assessor collector. Our current tax roll, and that means the taxable value that we expect to tax on, is $1,421,538,595. And the delinquent is $1,413,000. So this is just a motion to accept and approve the tax rolls.
Okay. Any questions? Have a motion?
Make a motion.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey? Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
And Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Zito. Item 11B, consider a motion appointing blank to the Historic Preservation Commission for a term ending September 23rd, 2025. Mr. Knopf.
Yes, there is one vacant position on the Historic Preservation Commission, and you have applications for that commission in your packet. Traditionally, this council has appointed people who lived in a historic district to the Historic Preservation Commission, but the ordinance does not actually require that.
I'd like to nominate Scott Coker.
Okay, we have a nomination of Scott Coker and a second.
Any discussion?
Any discussion? Yeah, there we go, any discussion?
Second.
Okay, third, we have a third, all right. All right, so we have a motion, a second, and a third. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey? Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch? And Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes, thank you. And thank you, Mr. Knopf, for sharing the information. The city council had a joint meeting with Mr. Knopf and the HPC several weeks ago to discuss the full ramifications of what historical preservation in the city of Orange truly means, and so thank you for sharing that. Everyone if they're a registered voter or if they're just in the city of Orange, then they can apply for for this board to be a part of it, so thank you. All right, so let's see where we at now. 11C. Consider a motion approving acknowledgement of a letter of notification from the Governor's Office of Economic Development awarding a Texas Enterprise Project designation to Arlancio USA and LLC 4647 FM 1006, Orange, Texas 77630, with a $30 million capital investment and 240 jobs retained. Mr. Trahan.
Yes, so Mayor and Council, business and industry retention are very important parts of economic development. This is an example of a local industry committing to the next 5 years in terms of equipment upgrades to remain competitive in today's environment. And in addition to that, they have committed as a result of these state incentives, and let me clarify, it's not from a city perspective, it's from a state of Texas perspective through the Governor's Office of Economic Development, that they will in fact retain 240 jobs at the site. So this is very positive news in a very tough environment today as part of our retention efforts working with economic development. So I'll turn it back over to you, Peter.
Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, this is wonderful news, definitely need that at this time of the year. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. And we have a motion and a second. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch?
Aye.
And Ms. Hannigan? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Trahan. 11D, consider a motion approving an additional $83,000 to the Riverside Pavilion Concrete Entrance Project, base bid number 2024-02, budget for a total amount of $158,000 from the Hotel Occupancy Tax Reserve Fund to promote tourism and the hotel industry at the Riverfront Pavilion venue. Mr. Trahan.
Yes, so as part of the proposed hotel occupancy tax budget going into fiscal year 2024, if you'll recall, this was a line item that was submitted to you as a council. And at that point in time, months in advance, when we were looking at pricing, we believed that $75,000 could be a reasonable number. And then, of course, we know inflationary values have taken over since then. So we're very committed to the project, and the great thing about it is we already had $75,000 in a line item as part of that budget. With the funding that is available to do it, by adding the $83,000, then we can hit that $158,000 mark that was presented earlier by Maddie Floyd. So that being said, as Mike shared, it's kind of a welcome mat into a great venue that does in fact promote tourism, because we've all seen the impact of the new Riverside Pavilion working with outside organizations as well. So basically, we just do a budget amendment from the Hotel Occupancy Tax Reserve Fund and add an additional $83,000. The contract's awarded, notice of receipts in place, and by 1st of February for Mardi Gras weekend, which we already have on the calendar ready to go, beautiful new project. So turn it back over to you.
Okay, any questions or comments, Mr. Trahan? If not, I will look for a motion.
Motion.
Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Birch, a second from Mr. Childs. Ms. McKenna?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Childs?
Aye.
Mr. Birch? Ms. Hennigan?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. On to item 12. Thank you, Mr. Trahan. Item 12A, City Manager Report.
Mayor, council, a couple things. This Friday, City Hall will be closed from noon to 2 p.m. That's from noon to 2. We'll post about that. The night clock will be available for any if anybody needs to drop off a payment. And additionally, looking forward towards the end of the year, we have some city holidays, City Hall and city, except for police and fire, and hopefully that's it. But the city holidays will be Friday, December the 22nd, of course, Monday, December the 25th. There will not be a council meeting on Tuesday, December 26th. Y'all already canceled that as is tradition. Then also will be closed Monday, January 1st. And so I have that the next council meeting will be Tuesday, January the 9th at 9 p.m. Obviously, the EDC meeting will be Friday at 8 p.m. So we'll see each other again January the 9th. Council.
Thank you, Mr. Coombs.
And I will say, kind of like this one, when we only have one a month, it's usually a little longer, so.
Wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, Mr. Coombs, and City Council report, starting with Ms. McKenna.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, see you next year.
Okay, Mr. Childs.
No report.
Okay, Ms. Hennigan.
Just thank you to the city staff that worked so hard on the Christmas weekend. It was awesome.
Yes, it was good. Mr. Bert?
Yes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thanks again for the city for doing what they've done. It's, brings a lot of joy and happiness to people, and so, thank you. And remember, go out and see the Shangri-La, the lights, it's amazing, so, it's awesome.
Mr. Bailey?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. The parade was outstanding.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen that many people in many years attending, so, two lanes is open back up. And Indianapolis 500 running again. And they are still working down there. It's really concerning me. Somebody's gonna get run over. So if we could kind of keep an eye on that, I would appreciate it. That's it.
One more thing I want to say, it's so important this time of year for people to volunteer and help all these things go off and run smooth. So, if you can, help in any way you can, because it does make a difference.
Thank you. Thank you to all of council. I will close out by saying thank you all for being here today. It's the last meeting of the year. I just want to say thank you to every member of city staff for helping us get through another year. 2023 has been one for the books. It seems as if this is my 10th year being involved in city government, ending out my 60th year as mayor. We've dealt with COVID, we've dealt with hurricanes, we've dealt with inclement situations, and it seems like just when we start feeling really good and able to sing Kumbaya, something else happens. But I'm thankful to each and every one of you for your resiliency in pushing the community forward and helping us get through it. In this seat, I've lost a lot of friends, I've lost acquaintances, I've lost friendships and different people that I thought were behind us, but I'm also learning now that I'm much older than when I started, that that's a part of it. And when we're doing the things that are right, sometimes things happen that we're not always aware that they're gonna happen, but we don't run from them and we work through this together. So in 2024, let's start off on the right track. Let's bring in new business. Let's continue to make things better where we can. And for the rest of this year, I just want y'all to go home. I wish Mike would let y'all go home the rest of the year, but that ain't gonna happen. And let y'all enjoy the holidays. But once again, thank you to each and every one of you. That being said, we will now adjourn to close executive session. Deliberation with city attorney pursuant to chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. Deal with me here. All right, deliberation with legal counsel pursuant to Texas Government Code section 551.071. Consultation with city attorney regarding Auburn Square, 2388 North Main Street, Powder, Texas. Deliberation regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property as authorized by Texas Government Code, section 551.072, regarding the purchase of real property in the vicinity of Simmons Drive and Turret Avenue, Orange, Texas. Deliberation regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property as authorized by Texas Government Code, section 551.072, regarding the purchase of real property in the vicinity of Simmons Drive and Green Avenue, Orange, Texas. And also deliberation regarding economic development negotiations as authorized by Texas Government Code, section 551.087, extension of water and or sewer utilities in order to provide service along FM 1006 in the vicinity of Orange, Texas. And last but not least, deliberation regarding personnel matters as authorized by Texas Government Code, section 551.074, to deliberate the appointment, employment, and duties of the Assistant City Manager, Economic Development Director, Convention and Visitors Bureau Director, and the Information Technologies Director. And at this time, if you're not a part of council or staff, you can hang out in the library. I would not advise you to hang out outside, it's cold. And we will reconvene. It's gonna be a while, just letting y'all know it's gonna be a while.